All good? Alright. Imagine yourself on your horse riding across a great open plain. You see and you come across a chest. You dismount on your horse and try to approach it, but suddenly, skeletons emerge from the ground, ready to fight you. You pull out your sword and your shield. It's an epic, gruesome battle, and the victory is yours, and you claim the prize was in the chest. That, my friends, is how it feels like to play in one of Nintendo's greatest games, The Legends of the Breath of the Wild. Now, I'm not here to convince you to get the game. I'm here to convince you to at least consider picking up a Nintendo Switch. I want to explain today how the Nintendo Switch is very convenient and fun for you and your family, and also a couple of exclusive games that are really fun for the Switch. So today I'll talk about how it's fun for you. So the Nintendo Switch is like a console, like a home console, at the same time a portable console. So let's say you're staying home kind of guy. You can play the Switch on your TV and like have fun with it. It's like any other console like Xbox or PlayStation. But let's say your father or someone wants to watch TV, so you decide to pause the game. You can just pause the game and pick up the Switch from the dock and easily remove it and go somewhere else. The Switch is very portable and very durable. So, like I said, you can go anywhere with the Switch. You can like come to class with it or go in the toilet if you have to. The quality does drop when you do pick up the Switch, when the Switch is portable, but it's still fun and still responsive. Now, how is it fun for you and your family? The Switch has two removable controllers called Joy-Cons, and you can easily remove it from the side. And you can have two controllers to like play games. So like you and your brother want to play a fighting game or a racing game. You can easily remove the Joy-Cons, and boom, you get two controllers right there. And so I statistics showed that Switch is highly recommended and highly bought more than PlayStation and Xbox. So now let's talk about some exclusive games you can get for the Switch. One of them, for a single player one, the one I just explained the story is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The story takes place in Hyrule 100 years later, where Link awakens 100 years later, and he discovers that Hyrule is completely destroyed, and it's up to him to save Zelda and restore Hyrule. Now for multiplayer, everyone has heard of Smash, right? So the story is called World of Light, where this character called Gleam literally Thanos snaps 99% of the Nintendo characters. And the only character that survives is Kirby. So it is up to Kirby to like revive and bring back his friends to take on Gleam. So hopefully the information I gave you today really help you understand that the Switch is fun for you and your friends and all the exclusive games. Thank you.
And Dakota is not here, right? Okay. All right, well, the visualization's dramatic at the beginning, but it sounds repetitive. I think I heard a similar kind of attention device the last time you spoke on a similar sort of theme, so it gets to be a little bit redundant. Your goal is clear. You're selling us the Nintendo Switch, And I don't really get very much description of what it is and how it's different than other consoles, except that you can apparently unplug it and take it with you. So it sounds to me like it's a portable device that you can plug into your television set, as opposed to a console program that you can take with you anywhere. The difference between the two is apparently just about the quality of the presentation. Although if it plugs into your television, I'm not sure what it is you're playing on with the Nintendo Switch. I have no idea what it looks like, how it's different, except that it's got a couple of places, a couple of ports where you can plug in additional controllers. But is there a screen that you function on? Do you have to plug it into a screen? You're operating on the television? I don't know, because that's not my field of expertise. I don't have any experience with this whatsoever. So visualizing what you're talking about is a little bit awkward. I think you've got a clear presence, a clear enthusiasm for what you're talking about, but there's not a very clear preview of what the supporting structure is going to be. It's sort of like randomized potential benefits of this gaming system, and they don't really go very far. I mean, you talk about the game, for instance, and my immediate thought was, so is this game not available on any other platform or any other game playing systems that you might be operating on? Because if it is, why is that a unique reason to support the Nintendo Switch? I think the idea that people want to be able to take their game with them in the middle of the game is an interesting one. How much demand there is for that, why that's a need, needs to be developed a lot more. Basically, you have a lot of hypotheticals that you're presenting here as the justification for this argument, and I think that that's a little bit problematic. I don't hear any real research. There's a suggestion that it's actually a more popular platform than the two systems that I've heard of, and I could use a little bit of data on that, some source for that, but I didn't really hear much information on that. You compensate a little bit for the lack of content by being enthusiastic and speaking directly to us for the most part. I do think you favor the one side of the room a little bit, but that's probably because it's a little bit thinner on this side of the room. The presentation is 3 minutes and 20 seconds, so it's underwhelming. It doesn't kind of meet our minimum expectations. All right, thank you.